All right, Southern Vangard Radio. This is DJ John Doe. To the left of me, Eddie Cappuccino, South Memphis, motherfucking East Macklemore Meeks.
What's up, homie?
We have another guest on the line.
Another one, man.
I mentioned two guests.
You did,
right?
Yes.
And alluded that it might be related to the show that's coming up this Saturday that we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Right. So I'm actually going to let you do the introductions because I think you were a fan of this gentleman.
I'm stuck, man.
You're stuck. Okay.
I don't know how to refer to him. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe we can get into it.
Because I was a fan. I used to check for this cat. He was dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's still dope because the music dope.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see what that is this Saturday at 529.
Yes, sir.
But this brother right here was something to behold on the gridiron. I ain't gonna even play around with it.
All right.
But I don't want to step on no toes because I don't know if we can even talk about that shit. Hey, man, anyway, man, we can ready to talk to Bobby Feeno, man. He's gonna be in town January 18th, 529 EAV on the South for the Winter Tour with MARLON CRAFT.
Yeah.
Bobby Feeno.
What's going on, man?
It's you, man.
How y'all doing?
Hey man, can we talk football? Is it off the table? I know you keeping up with the playoffs.
Yeah, we can talk ball, man.
All good. Hey, I just want the listeners to know, man, because I respect you as an individual and all the accolades you were able to accomplish on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Bobby Feeno is in real life, we're speaking to none other than Pro Bowler extraordinaire, running back extraordinaire, Arian Foster, man. It is an honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you, brother. Thank you so much for calling in.
Pleasure's all mine, man. Appreciate y'all having me on. For sure.
Hell yeah.
So, Bobby, what can we expect this weekend, man?
Man, fuck that. Who your Super Bowl pick?
Okay.
I'm trying to put a bet down.
I don't see the I originally picked the Ravens, but there was a chink in their armor.
Yeah, man. Something happened with Big Trust, man. What happened? They lost Big Trust somewhere in the locker room, man.
I think they need more playmakers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can't rely on Lamar the whole game. Yeah, they're gonna be fine, man. They super young. Yeah, they're gonna be good.
Yeah. But right now, if the Chiefs play like they did, I don't see nobody beating them.
Man, they smoked the Texans, man. It's crazy. That's crazy.
So Bobby, what's going on, man? Let's talk some music, dude. You're gonna be in town this Saturday. I think it's gonna be the second date on this tour with MARLON. What can we expect on Saturday here in the A, man?
Yeah, man. So it's dope, man. I was a fan of MARLON CRAFT for a while, man. I was on his music before he probably even knew I did music. So I was following him for a while before he kind of blew up. He had a couple of videos go viral, and so a little backstory for people that don't know, man. I know athletes usually make music and it's horrible, man. But I do this, man. I've been doing this since I was a kid, and I just kind of put it on the shelf to pursue my dream in football. But I'm kind of compartmentalizing my life, and we only get one crack at this thing, man. So I want to do everything I love and everything I enjoy, and music was actually my first love. I got a tattoo of it when I was like 18.
Okay.
I waited till I was 18 so it wasn't horrible. And so I got a tattoo of it when I was young, just because I love it, man. So we decided I decided to put out a project after I walked away from the game, and it caught the attention of Mass Appeal, and Mass Appeal is ran by Nas.
Yeah.
And so they signed me for a 2-project deal, man. So I put out a first EP under Mass Appeal. Kind of just I don't really need a label, but everybody there's so lovely, so not to disrespect them, but I don't need a label because nowadays you could distribute yourself.
Oh, of course.
But it was more for the look of just okay, somebody of the stature of Nas and the talent that they curate can see that I'm not just out here just trying to do a gimmick. I love this. I love to make music. I'm going to continue to make music, whether there's one person in the stands or 100,000. It doesn't matter. I love to do this, but and so just kind of just to show the look of okay, he could really do this, man. And so to answer your question, man, I would love to travel with the live band. That's usually my bag, but I'm opening for Marlon, man. So this is my first shot at the road. We put out a show in Houston that we sold out at the House of Blues. That was that was more my flavor. But all of that travel and stuff for opening acts would be a little much. So I just decided to bring me and my DJ. And it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a bounce, and I'm gonna play some of my tracks that's on my projects, and it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Okay,
right,
yeah,
beautiful.
Mass Appeal is a great look, man. And how did that all happen? Feeno, had you dropped music and they caught wind, or what? Kind of give us a timeline on you getting down with Mass Appeal.
Yeah, so I put out a project, and I think it was 2018. It was called Flamingo and Koval, in honor of my favorite artist of all time, Tupac.
Yeah.
And that was the intersection of where he died.
Absolutely.
And I put that out in 2018. And I guess they caught wind somehow, some way. One of my business manager, man, he knows a guy up there, and he was like, "Yo, like I don't like pushing shit that's whack. So y'all need to check my man's out." And he did, and they liked it, and so they just started talking, and one thing led to another.
Okay, that's what's up.
So, Bobby, like when you kind of stepped away from the game, like were your chops up? I guess musically, like have you been working on music, just all the time, as I guess it's kind of I hate to say the word hobby, but
pastime,
pastime, or just a passion that you were always kind of involved with, regardless of what was going on, and you were eventually able to kind of devote more time to it once you made that move, or?
Oh yeah. I mean, in high school, one of my buddies had even before that, I'll take you back even further than that. So one of my favorite, who I think is probably the greatest writer of all time, is a guy by the name of Saul Williams.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know Saul.
Yeah. So if you know writers, you know Saul Williams.
Yeah.
And I used to get in arguments with my professor in college, my English tutor in college. She's a big Shakespeare fan. I used to tell her Saul Williams was better. She'd get mad. But so before that, when I was like in middle school, he had this website. It was his website. I used to go on. I used to post my poetry on there, right, just as a little kid. And that's when I really knew I had a little bit of a talent for writing. Was because I started gaining some traction on that website, and these were like people who were fans of really a great writer. And I'm getting a lot of love. That was like early internet days, before social media and the dopamine hits of the Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was like really good feedback from my writing, and so I decided to continue to pursue it, and I always did. And finally, one of my buddies got a computer, and we was making horrible music for what it was back then. But back then, I thought it was great, and I was always just developing my craft, developing my style. And even in college, I took one of my Pell grants, and I bought a computer and some microphone studio. Some studio gear and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to the league, I got a little more advanced. I started to be able to get a little better gear, and so much so even it caught wind. I don't know how he found out. I think one of my teammates told him. But Bun B, he's a big fan of the team out in Houston, and he was like, he heard I could rap, and he heard one of my things. I think one of my teammates maybe gave him something, and so he was like, let's get in the studio and link. And so me and him got a couple songs that I'll keep in the vault. But it was just dope seeing somebody who's nice, say like, yo, he could really work. And then when we ended up dropping my first project after I left the game, we did this like little documentary, small docu-series on Tidal, and everybody from Scarface to Bun B, they was all like interviewed about me, and they were just like highly praising me. And I don't say that shit to like toot my own horn, but it's just like dope when legends respect your craft. And it just I only did that shit or say that shit to let people know, like, at least give it a chance, because I already know the stereotypes that come with it, because I listen to rap music.
Feeno, I'm gonna tell you, them stereotypes are something else, man. Because I visibly right now have visions of one time being in college radio down here in Atlanta, WRAS 88.5 FM, Georgia State Radio. I personally cracked a Kobe Bryant piece of vinyl in half on air. So Yeah, that shit is real. But going back to what you was talking about, was that when you first like realized that you really had something? Like you talked about, you know, the horrible music you was making at an early age and all that. The time of this docu-series that was released on Tidal and everything, was that like your moment of I'm here?
Nah, I don't think I'll ever have that moment.
Okay.
Even when I was in the NFL, I never had that moment.
Okay.
Because I just never. I don't. That's the one thing you kind of learn about studying other people's journeys and success in general is there is no there, right?
Okay.
There's no there's no end of the rainbow. There's no pot of gold. Even when you get your pot of gold, like you still got to wake up the next day, right? And so there's no there. The beautiful part of anybody's journey is the journey. It has nothing to do with the goals that you hit.
Okay.
Very little to do with the goals that you hit, I say. So my goal really is to continue to express myself in a dope way and create dope art until I don't want to do it anymore, and then find out my next passion, because this is what I love to do.
Absolutely.
All right, beautiful. So let's see here. I got one question for you, Bobby. Let's see here. When's the last time you went to Knoxville, Tennessee? Being you're a UT alum,
and I'm a Tennessean, Feeno. So yeah, that is a good question, man. UT. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. So yeah, that's kind of, you know, some connection there. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a couple of homies from Orange Mound. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. I think the last time I went back was probably 2012 for a spring game. Okay. I believe the last time I went back. Right. That was a little minute ago.
Good memories of UT?
Mixed bag, man. I have great memories. Got some of my best friends that I've ever, some of the best men I've ever met that I still talk to this day. Matter of fact, I just got up with one. I'm in Atlanta right now.
Okay.
Visiting my mother, and one of my best friends in my life is from Atlanta. So, great times, and some bumps in the road, but I don't really regret anything. It's just part of growth.
Man, I wish we had known you was in Atlanta, man. We'd have had you come through tonight, man. That shit would have been dope. Hell yeah.
All good, man.
Next time.
Yeah, man. Feeno, one of the things that I didn't know is that you were one of 3 Dolphins players that took a knee during the national anthem during NFL protests. Was there much backlash for you? I don't remember that story. I don't know if it was even a story, but do you recall getting any backlash? And what are your personal thoughts on continuing protests in the NFL, players that have done it and have been blackballed versus players that have done it and continue to do it and nobody really says anything? Did any heat come your way?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of heat. Not necessarily from the organization. It is of my opinion that the organization has flipped on that position, and that's why they got my man Kenny Stills out of there. But I mean, that's just hearsay, and I don't know anything. That's just what I heard.
Yeah.
But a lot of backlash, outwardly, publicly, people burning jerseys, stupid shit like that.
Oh wow.
Death threats, all that stupid. I mean, I don't really take none of that shit seriously, but I lost a family member over it. One of my family members served in the Navy, and they bought the lie that it was the national anthem is about the military, and the protest was about protesting the military. So it's a lot of missing information that they got wrong, but that's their choice and that's their loss. I don't lose any sleep over it.
Yeah.
But my thoughts on it going forward is, I feel like if anybody feels that they want to say something, either silently or publicly, that's one of the great things about this country. And Absolutely. So I support it 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So Bobby, what can we expect on this tour, man? Like, other than just, we actually, I'll ruin the surprise.
Uh-oh.
We talked to Marlon earlier. He said to expect a lot of bars. So
yeah.
What can we expect in your set, man?
Some of the same, man.
Okay.
I'm not shy about my pen. I feel like I could write with anybody. That's just how I feel.
Okay. All right.
Of course, I respect everybody who's done it, but I feel like if you give my music a chance, you'll see what I mean. And that's what I really love, though, is creating conceptual music and telling stories and writing stories.
All right.
And so you get a little bit of that, but you don't want to bore the crowd with the long stuff. So it's a nice mixture of expressing myself with good music. I love musicianship. I love composition and chords and live instruments. So a lot of that is on a lot of the music I make. So you can expect that and just have a good time, man.
All right, beautiful.
Okay.
All right, where can they go check out the music before Saturday if they haven't checked it?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Where can they go check out the music before Saturday, before the show, if they're not familiar?
Oh, it's on whatever streaming service that you on.
Okay.
You just look up Bobby Feeno, Feeno, and it's on it. It's on Spotify, Tidal, Apple, whatever you use, SoundCloud, all that. It's on everything. So just go check it out.
All right.
Feeno, real quick, what's the source of the name? Bobby Feeno.
There's no cool story behind that, man. I just I feel like entertainers have stage names, and Arian Foster, I never really liked my name, and so it was just a nice little change up, a little fresh change up. The Bobby came from Bobby McFerrin, though. Okay. I love Bobby McFerrin. He's one of my favorite artists. So.
Dope. Nice. Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. You pulled me in when we found out we could potentially be doing what we're doing coming up this Saturday. I'm big on research. And I did mine, and you pulled me in with the Flamingo and Koval title. Once I found out what the meaning behind that was, and hey, man, I wish you the best. I can't wait for Saturday, man. We're gonna party for real. Looking forward to it, man. Can't wait to meet you in person. It's gonna be a dope night.
No doubt, man. Yeah, let's get it, man. I appreciate the support, man. Like I said, that's why I tell people, man. Anytime, the only luxury you find out we have in this life is time, man. And anybody who has ever spent any kind of time with me, whether it was trying to meet me or spinning my music or watching me, man, I just appreciate the love, man, because that's all we got is time, man. So I appreciate y'all sharing some with me.
Yeah, that's dope. And we appreciate you sharing yours with us, man. And we'll see you Saturday.
No doubt. Thank you, Bobby.
No doubt. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
All right, my man.
All
yes,
right.
sir.
Peace.